Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big baby JTV. I want y'all to start off with a like. Road to 1K. And I got a special surprise for y'all when we reach the 1K. I got a surprise for y'all. But yo, let's get into it, man. DJ Akademiks, bro. DJ Akademiks. If y'all have some time on your hands, on your day, you should be subscribed to me and liking my ish and getting into my ish. But if you are not feeling my content, go check out DJ Akademiks on Twitch. Okay, and this dude wilds the hell out. He basically does 3 hours to sometimes I've even seen him go 5 hours solo dolo on his ones with a Hennessy bottle and the chat niggas. It's kind of hilarious. So recently he was addressing his talk with, Charlamagne Tha God on the back end, and him making, fun or having beef or having smoke with Weezy from the Horrible Decisions podcast. Let me give y'all some background. Weezy is from the Horrible Decision podcast, which is a podcast under the Black Effect Network, which is owned by The God, by Charla, right? So what does this mean? What does this tell us? This tells us that it is good for Charlamagne's pockets not to have one of his co-workers or low-key employees beef with another content creator he's cool with, he almost mentors, right? Now, where this all gets mixed up and tangled is that Akademiks really hates Rory and Mal, and I've covered it a few times. It's hilarious. That video did numbers. Check it out. I'm gonna put it in the comments, the descriptions. And at the end of the day, right, this beef is super petty, okay? This beef is super petty, and the reason that DJ Akademiks is going so hard on Weezy, because he thinks the Horrible Decision does terribly, right? Is not a good succeeding podcast. Now, what I'm gonna push back on that and say is DJ Akademiks does not understand the podcast space, right? The Horrible Decision podcast is a podcast about basically black women being sexual, and that is a big niche that they're in, and they're very, very successful, especially with their shows, especially with merch sales, and they make a good amount of money. Like, if we're gonna go by money success, yes, they're doing really, really well, right? Now, for DJ Akademiks, since he's a YouTube nigga, since he's a Twitch nigga, he always looks at views within them two mediums, right? For example, if DJ Akademiks was to look at my channel, he'd see that it's a complete failure, right? But it's not. It's a complete success, because I started getting serious about the YouTube grind about 5 or so months ago. I get a lot of views. A lot of y'all are not subscribed, which you should be. A lot of y'all don't comment, which y'all should. But relative to other people who work the same amount of as me, I consider myself a big success. I can do better, but I consider myself a success. But I can see where DJ Akademiks is coming from, because he's so used to getting them numbers off the YouTube, off the Twitch. So he's so used to a certain lens that he's seeing it from, right? And what compounds on top of this is that his first podcast that came out, I believe, last week, where he had 6ix9ine and Wax, right? What compounds on top of that is that podcast, his first go at it, did insane numbers. Millions of views on YouTube, hella views on Spotify, right? Now, let's be honest. At the end of the day, when you are a content creator, you're not just doing it for the love. You're doing it for some shmoney, okay? And the way that Akademiks sees it, he sees things about views and then shmoney second, right? I think the people at the Black Effect see the money first and then the views second. They look at the money first and then the views and other things second, okay? That's honestly how I view it as well. I'm just gonna keep it a bean. I'm in this to make some money, okay? I'm in this YouTube grind to make some MFN bucks, all right? But one other thing I've noticed about myself is that I've been given the ability to entertain, to be a little funny, to crack a few jokes here and there. And now I can use those talents in order to get money, but also to entertain my audience. And I respect and I love each and every one of y'all, even the haters, even those who unsubscribe, even them who is not subscribed, even the people who dislike. I love and appreciate you. Right? But we can view this in a certain lens, bruh. We can view this in a certain lens, right? I personally believe the Horrible Decisions podcast is successful. I think that Weezy from Horrible Decisions is trying to stand up for her people who are Rory and Mal. And because those two guys are renting out her podcast studio. So she has a vested interest. There's a money interest. And those are people who have beef with Akademiks. So I see the academic side. Akademiks, if anybody gives Akademiks a little bit of smoke, he wants to burn them to the ground. And that's what he's doing with Weezy from Horrible Decisions, right? What's going to happen? What are my predictions, man? You know, the baby bunch knows I be doing all these predictions. I think that DJ Akademiks is going to have a very successful podcast. I think he's going to do really, really good. He basically already does a podcast with Twitch, essentially, right? I would like for him to do a lot of solo shows. I want him to just be on his one, just talk schmack for about an hour on a audio platform. I would want him to do, you know what I'm saying, certain interviews with certain people. And if he is to bring in a co-host, I would like him to have a female co-host. I think it would be pretty interesting. But I want him to also bring the Henny-demics. You feel me? I want him to have the Henny in rotation. I want him to act reckless like he does in his basement and go off with the chat niggas, man. I would love that. Because that's what it is. That's what we need. His authentic, real take. I'm going to say this. DJ Akademiks right now is what Charlamagne Tha God used to be 5 years ago. A reckless nigga. Okay? The reason Charlamagne became so big is because Charlotte was doing it in front of guests. Unfortunately, and maybe fortunately, because we get to see his real side, Akademiks does it behind his screen in his basement. Quote unquote basement, which is basically his mansion. Crazy but true. Right? So what do y'all think, man? What do y'all think about this beef, man? I'm basically, every single few weeks is DJ Akademiks going off on somebody, and it's me reporting. I'm basically the DJ Akademiks reporter. What do y'all think of this beef, man? Y'all on Ak's side or y'all on Weezy's side, man? Let me know, bruh. Let me know, bruh. Big Baby JTV. End this video with a like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.